Hi everyone, my name is Jeronimo Uribe from 11C and today I'm going to present you the zero, first, second and third conditional, past perfect and past continuous. So I'm going to tell you about the when we use it, the structure, some examples and about them. So for start, the zero conditional. Okay, when we use it, we use and also what it is. Um, the zero conditional is a conditional that we use when something is true and is a guarantee result. For example, if the sun set, it gets dark. For example, it's a really simple example. Or for example, if we heat water, the water going to boil. For it's a simple example. And one of the requirements that is that the two of the consequence and result it's going to be in present, yeah. And the structure is if plus present simple plus comma plus present simple. And also remember that the comma is depending if the consequence go first or after the comma. It depends. So here we have three examples. If the milk smells bad, I don't drink it. I never go to bed late if I have to get up early. And if you heat water, it boils. What these three examples have something similar that all can be guaranteed, and we know that is true because if I see that something is bad or smells bad, my I didn't want to eat it. And here are some example. If you not drink water, you get dehydrated. If the sun set, it get dark. If you press this button, the machines start. Okay, so I'm going to give you some seconds to see the answer. Okay, so the answer are if you don't drink water, you get dehydrated. Why this is true? Because we know that, for example, if we are running, yeah, da 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 da, the body gets dehydrated, and if we didn't drink water, we going to be dehydrated for all this time. The second, if the sun sets, it get dark. Again, both verbs are in present simple. That is a natural and universal fact. And also, okay, and in the third example, if you press this button, the machine starts. This is a cause and effect that is true. If you always press, for example, the button of turn on the light going to turn on. And if you turn off, pues, well, the the lights turn off. Okay, okay. Let's continue with first conditional. When we use it when it's a real and possible situation in the future. So, the structure is if plus present simple plus comma depending on the organization plus will plus base verb. Okay, so and one of the requirements is that always after the if we're going to use present simple. Also, always when we use will, we're going to put the base verb. We don't going to change this to future, past, no. Only the base verb. Okay, and here are some examples. If it rains, I will take an umbrella. Why this is like first conditional? Because, for example, If I think that it's going to rain, I'm going to take an umbrella to don't get wet. And second example is, if I study, I will pass the exam. What happens if you don't study? You're going to fail the exam in the most of the occasions. And in the third is, if we hurry, we will catch the bus. And that's uh, like general true, but it's a possibility because also is if we don't hurry up and we can catch the bus. But yeah, here are some examples that you're going to do. If I see her, I tell her the news. If they not come, we start without him. If you work hard, you succeed. Okay, I'm going to give you some seconds to answer them. Okay, so the first is, if I see her, I will tell her the news. Okay, yeah. In the second is, if they don't come, we will start without them. This the first we changes, and the second the will we put it in base verb. We didn't change anything. And in the third, if you work hard, you will succeed. And yeah, here are some possibilities because in the first, if I see her, okay, yeah, okay, so here are all possibilities. If I see her, I probably tell her the news because there are the probability to see her or not to see her. In the second, if they don't come to the meet or the to the party, we don't going to wait them. We only going to start the party or the event. And if you work hard, you will succeed. And this is a really obvious situation because if you work, maybe the boss say, "Hey, you make a really good job," so you succeed. Okay, so we're going to continue with the second conditional. Okay, we use it for hypothetical situation on the present or in the future. For example, okay, the structure is if plus past and past simple, of course, and plus comma plus would, could, might plus infinitive. Okay, so one of the requirements is after if you use would, sorry, and you use past simple after the if, and also you use would in the result. Always in the result you use would, never on after the past simple. No. um okay, so here we have some examples. For example, if I had a car, I would drive to school. If I were you, I would study more. If we live in Paris, we would speak French. Here are hypothetical situations on the future or possibilities. If I had a car, I of course I prefer to go on my own car that pay Transmilenio to go to the university. And if I were you, I will study more. Here is hypothetical situation. You feel the same, so I I'm telling you, if I were you, well, I will study more because here we have the possibility to pass the exam. And here we have some exercise. If I have more money, I buy a house. If she be here, she help us. And if they know the answer, they tell you. I'm going to give you some seconds to think about the answers, and I'm going to say you the answer. Okay, so for the first is, if I had more money, I will buy a house. This is a hypothetical situation because I prefer to buy my own house that rent a house or live with my parents. The second is, if she were here, she will help us. Okay, yeah, this is a possibility, but it's not 100% that it's going to happen or something like that. So it's a possibility and hypothetical situation. And the third is, if they now knew the answer, they will tell you. This is also a probability. It's not a guarantee answer of that. Okay, now we're going to the third conditional. Okay, when we use it for impossible situations that happens on the past and we can't make the results or that could happen. And requirements. Use past perfect after if, use would have in the results. This is obligatory to use them. And the structure is if plus past perfect plus comma depending on the organization plus would have plus participle, the third column of the verbs. So yeah, here are some examples. So if I had studied, I would have passed the exam. Here we have a really good example because I already failed the exam. I can't change the result. So it's a third conditional. If I had studied more, and maybe I could pass the exam, but I can change it. If they had left early, they will have arrived on time. For example, if you go to a meeting and you you go get out late from your house, so you're going to get late to the meeting. So you can change anything because you already arrived late on the meeting. So it's a impossible situation that you can change. And in the third example is, if we had saved money, we will have traveled. Okay, this maybe can we change it a little bit because we can save money, but not now. So yeah, here we have some exercise, the same things that the previous one. I'm going to give you some seconds to solve it, and after that, I'm going to solve them. If I know, I help you. If she call, I answer. If they practice, they win. Okay, so I will give you some seconds. Okay, so if I had no, I will have helped you. Okay, this is a really good and easy example, actually. So let's move to the next one. If she had called, I will have answered. For example, if you had a really important thing to tell someone, um, but she didn't call you, and you can't do anything because she didn't call you. For example, hey Jeronimo, I need you here at 10 p.m. So please come. I really need you. But she didn't call you because she thought that you going at 10 p.m. you're going to be busy, so she didn't call you. So it's something that you already can't change, and you said, hey, you, if you called me at that hour, i I answer to you. So yeah. And the third one is, if they had practiced, they will have won. This is also a really good example. For example, in a match of football, in a football match, if the team practice together and not alone, they maybe had more probabilities to win the match than, yeah, they they would have more probabilities to win the the match. So let's start with past continuous. Okay, so it describes actions that were in progress at a specific moment in the past. Okay, the structure is subject plus was were, depending if is they, we, she, he, it, I, plus verb and plus ing. And use was were depending on the subject. Use verb plus ing. That is some of the most important requirements. And here we have some example. I was studying when you called. Aim is okay. They were trying play. Sorry, they were playing soccer at 5 p.m. She was watching TV while I was cooking. Okay, here for example is I pass was because if is I, um the verb plus ing and the complementary information, that is, and also the past. And here we have some examples. Exercise. I watch TV when he arrived. They play when it starts to rain. She do her homework while her mom cook. So I will going to give you some seconds. Okay, so for the first one is I was watching TV and when he arrived. The second is they were playing when it started to rain. And in the third one is she was doing her homework while her mom was cooking. Here in all the examples we use past and also ing. So let's start with past perfect and the last of this video. Well, we use the past perfect and when we are talking about an action that happened before another action in the past. And the structure is subject plus had plus past participle. And here we have some examples. I had finished my homework before dinner. She had left before I arrived. They had studied before the test. Okay, here are really good examples. For example, the third one. They had studied before the test. We have here two actions. That but we're going to put it a name. Nunez studied before the test, and that is one action. And the other action is present the test. So here they are telling us that Nunez studied before take the test. And here we have another a really good example that she had left before I arrived. And it's too similar to the other one. And yeah, all of these things are in the past, nothing is on present. And let's go to the exercise. I finished my homework before he called. She ate before they arrived. We leave we leave before the party start. Okay, so I'm going to give you some seconds and I'm going to tell you the answer. Okay, so I had finished my work before he called. This is um a really good example, like I was telling you. And because I was working, I finished my homework or my work, and Pepito Perez called me. This is a situation that happened on the past, and after we have another situation that is also in the past, because that things already happened. She had eaten eight before they arrived. I was eating before you arrived and after you arrived, and yeah. And in the third one is we had left before the party start. And yeah, that is all the examples that I'm going to give you. And for end, thank you. Thanks for your attention and have a really good day. Goodbye.